So this is mostly that medium beige that I talked about before. So again, that is Titan Buff with burnt sienna, burnt umber, a little yellow ochre, grayed with the tiniest touch of phthalo blue. You can see that stabbing motion there with the brush. Already, just the 2 seconds of painting that I did there, you already get the feel for those feathers. You can see how the paint on my brush is not thoroughly mixed. You can see a variation of colors coming out of my brush. But those brush strokes, keeping the brush strokes short where the feathers are finer or smaller, making your brush strokes longer and using more the belly of the brush on the larger feathers. All of that really does all of the work for the feathering that you need. And like I mentioned before, now I'm coming back in and painting in these feathers, which are really behind the ones that I just painted. And I'm not worrying about it at all. I know this is just a block in. I know I'm going to be going back and forth, finishing these feathers. So I'm just mapping it out. And this particular part of the wing, that top angle that I was just talking about that I painted in, this is where I simplified it a little bit, just so it wasn't, a layer of feathers, layer of feathers, layer of feathers. It really didn't need that much detail. It didn't need so many different sections. So yeah, just once my painting is done, use my painting to see that a little bit. And again, if you have any trouble, send me a picture. I'm happy to help out. But just do the best you can to not don't get in the weeds with these feathers. The other thing that I will say is keep your paint really thin here and transparent, because like we just talked about, those brush strokes that you make will begin to give the impression of feathering right away. But you need the thinned out paint. And don't feel bad about taking some time to look at it. Take a minute to plan out what you're going to do and to see where things are. When I was doing this, I was like filming, so it's easy to think I just need to be painting, but take your time, enjoy it, map things out. Having some of that medium beige just pre-mixed really helped here. I know I've talked about that before. I don't do that very often. I really do like to brush mix a lot, but for a piece like this that's so big, having some of those colors pre-mixed really does help. I'm going to just let this play through so that you can see how this comes together. You can see how I'm kind of putting the puzzle pieces together, figuring out where things are. As I'm doing this, it goes back to what I was just talking about before with the dark sections on the body. I'm just trying to break down the reference picture. I'm looking for shapes, looking at values. Where is it darker? Where is it lighter? I'm just simplifying it the best that I can. Again, really thinning out this dark color. I hope you can see just how transparent that is, how thinned out it is. That's exactly what I want. A lot of times, if you are if you're struggling with things just not working, it's probably the thickness of your paint. And by keeping it this transparent as it is, um, I can really begin to build that feathering without a lot of work. If I came in with real thick paint, it would just cover everything. You know, it would just be a block of color. With this transparent color, I'm able to build things slowly, see the feathers come to life, so to speak, and not have to get too in the weeds with all the individual little feathers. The brush strokes begin to make the feathers for me. See there how much I'm really pressing down onto the belly of the brush, using longer paint strokes here. And now, with just that in, your eye can begin to pick out some different feathers. And it will help you as you go forward to see, like, oh, I want this feather to be a little bit darker here so it stands out, or a little bit of a lighter edge there. I left a little bit of a separation. You could see a little bit of the gray showing through. Once I feel like I've got the shapes right, I've got the definition between the different sets of his feathers, um, then I can be a little bit more bold with where I'm going. Um, just that first mapping in process just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of studying the reference photo.